Hi, and welcome back to Roulette's Play Higurashi When They Cry. Now, it's been a while since we've done this because this game is really draining on my voice, and as quite a few of you know, I've been sick lately. So I've been kind of putting it off. I have to confess, though, while I find the game amusing, it's really not what I was expecting. I was expecting more mystery, horror, and stuff to it, and it's either just a really, really slow build, or I don't know, maybe it'll take forever. So please let me know if you guys want me to continue playing this. I have to say, I'm getting a little bored with it. Maybe it goes better when you're just quickly going through the dialogue, but because I have to read it aloud, it kind of slows down the flow of things. It might be better if I just, stream this, or just, finish the game on my own so I can see how it goes and not record it. I don't know. Anyways, just let me know, okay? As soon as the club activities were finished, Reina flew off. Probably so she could go dig out the cute Colonel Sanders that she wasn't able to take home yesterday. So today, it was just Mion and me walking home together, a rather rare occurrence. A mountain of treasure, huh? The guys throwing it away probably never thought in their wildest dreams that Reina would be grateful to them. Mountain of treasure meaning that damn construction site from before. That damn construction site. Alright, Mion would probably tell me that murder by dismemberment that seemed to have happened there. Over there, at that damn construction site. Did something happen there? A long time ago, Mukashi. Something sure did. A grand battle. There were sit-ins and demonstrations. That was not exactly what I wanted to hear, but I decided I'd listen just the same. It was our land that was going to be sunk under the damn reservoir. I keep saying it like a curse, that damn reservoir. I would have fought as well, probably. The government guys were really adamant about it, acting all big and full of themselves. Since they figured out that they couldn't settle it with money, they did a bunch of nasty stuff. They were just nasty guys. Mion spoke excitedly as if the whole thing was happening right in front of her. I'm amazed you guys won. You were facing the federal government, right? The mayor and prominent figures of the village all signed petitions. They went to Tokyo and struck deals with legislators, and as a result, the development plan was retracted. It was our complete victory. There wasn't any violence, was there? Like assaults or, I'm just saying, murders. Not that would happen. No. She promptly cut me off, the same as Reina had. Her words signaled the end of a discussion. Tomatake-san said one arm wasn't found in the incident. I thought that a murder by dismemberment had occurred, but I guess I was wrong. My curiosity unsated, I sighed dejectedly inside. Later, see you tomorrow, Kei-chan. You can't wash that off till you get home. Got it? Yeah, I got it. I won't. Bitch. Mion held back her laughter while stealing glances at my face. I wonder what kind of nasty doodles they drew. You didn't even look at a mirror or anything? Go to the bathroom? Damn you, Mion, you shall rue the day. We're talking intimate ruage. If our roles are reversed, I'm going to slop it on. All over your face. Oh my. So you won't be able to take it off, even with the scouring pad. I'm sorry, I'm immature. Upon arriving home, I ran straight into my mom, embarrassing myself yet again. The mood I'd come home to was already on edge. It's not an uncommon thing in our family. Whenever Dad can't come up with a good idea, it always ends like this. He stomps around the house with his arms at his sides. Mom whispered into my ear, "Welcome home, Keiichi. Dad, he's in a bit of a rut right now, so don't bother him, okay? He can't come up with a new idea? It's because the deadlines are so close together this time. Your dad needs time to recharge, or he doesn't work well. Dad's paintings feed our entire family. If he runs out of ideas, then it's the end of the Maebaras. We've never gone hungry before. Could it be that my dad is a master painter? As opposed to a master debater. Wouldn't it be easier to get an idea taking a walk outside rather than wandering around the house? The theme of the piece this time is in the household. So it seems your dad wants to use this house as his motif. That's quite a bothersome motif. Keiichi, pick up your room. It looks terrible. Sorry, I'll clean it up later. Oh, come on. Please don't use my room as the motif. Keiichi, there's still some time before dinner. Please go take a walk out back or something. His bad mood is only temporary. Oh, I didn't realize that was the dad. Oh well. As soon as he gets an idea, his mood improves and he starts humming. Until then, it wouldn't be a bad idea to just take a walk so I don't aggravate him further. Well, I guess I will then. And then he was brutally murdered. The end. I said I was going to take a walk, but I didn't have any particular destination in mind. I just needed to kill some time. I got on my bike and I pondered where to go. I could just go read at a bookstore, but it would take an hour by bike to get to town. It would be dark by the time I get back, so I didn't want to go unless I had to. The roads at night here in Hinamizawa creep me out. If Mion or Sotoko ever find out about that... I smiled dryly. Oh yeah, Reina was probably still at the Mountain of Treasure, the damn construction site. The excavation of Colonel Sanders was probably taking her a while. It wouldn't be so bad to have her owe me one. She might return the favor next time we have club activities. With a little bit of self-interest in mind, I set off towards the damn construction site. Tomatake-san might also be there as well, the only person with information about the incident that both Reina and Mion denied knowing anything about. If I met him again, I'd like to ask for more details. To ask, was there really a dismemberment here in Hinamizawa? That was my real intention. And so off we went, traversing through the totally not pictures of the of an actual location that have then been put through the watercolor filter. I spotted Reina struggling up the slope of garbage pile. It looked like Colonel Sanders was lodged in there pretty firmly. It didn't look like Reina would be able to excavate him by herself. Realizing that Tomatake-san wasn't around, I began climbing up the slope unsteadily. Hey Reina, it looks like you're working up a sweat. Keiichi-kun! What brings you to a place like this? A place like this, huh? I see. She was aware of it, at least. I received a signal for emergency assistance at the accident site. Where is the injured party? Accident? Huh? There was a report of a Colonel Sanders that was buried alive in a trash pile. Oh, that... You scared me. Don't frighten me like that, Keiichi-kun. I was just kidding. I thought you might be struggling by yourself, so I came to help you out. You came for me? Well, I filled my quota for today. If I don't see Reina blush at least once a day, then I'm not getting my daily required nutritional intake. Just kidding, you're embarrassing me now. So what part was a joke? What part of it? I just ignored her bewilderment. Okay, now move out of the way. So where is Colonel Sanders? Sorry. Can't you see him? In that gap? He's really buried in there. And then they cut themselves on trash and had to get tetanus shots. Colonel Sanders was sideways, surrounded by boards and other construction materials, like they were caging him inside. According to Reina, it wasn't like this yesterday. It seems as though another illegal dumper came yesterday, dumped again, and now he's buried like this. You're trying to move this pile all by yourself, with those scrawny arms? There's no way she'd be able to do that with those slender arms. But Colonel Sanders is so cute! There's a chain on the Colonel Sanders at the store. This one, though, I should be able to take this one home, huh? If Reina gave up on this Colonel Sanders, she'd probably start devising a plan to steal the one in the front of the store. As Reina's guardian, I won't allow her to sully her hands with crime. Out of the way. I'll do it. Reina blushed again, but this time I left it alone. The pile was enormous. Also, the more days we wasted, the more likely another illegal dumping would occur. But if it got buried any deeper, there'd be nothing that could be done. Keiichika, I'll help too. Let me help. You just get in the way, so stay back, silly girl. Pulling out scraps, bending them, tossing them aside, I quickly became covered in sweat and dust. And tetanus. Flying objects drew beautiful arcs across the twilight sky, one after another. Lumber, timber, plywood. So wood, wood, and wood. Damn it. No matter how much I threw out, there was always more wood. All the wood. Even though I could see Colonel Sanders right there. After grandstanding like that in front of Reina, I felt frantic because of how little I had progressed. If I was going to do this seriously, I'd need an axe or a saw or something. That's enough, Keiichika. You're so sweaty. You don't have to try so hard. I'm just doing it for you, Reina. Don't worry about it. Reina began sputtering and turned beet red. Oops, I meant to say I was trying my best so as to keep her from becoming a criminal. Oh well. Oh well. I guess I just need a break. This is pretty tough. I sprawled on my back across the grassy slope. I'm so sorry. You're covered in sweat. Reina patted her handkerchief against my forehead. It felt kind of nice. But wait here a minute, okay? My house is pretty close. I'll bring you some barley tea, okay? Leaving the handkerchief on my forehead, Reina took off running. The cries of the Higurashi gently cooled the air. After I was certain that Reina was gone, I picked myself up and headed towards what I discovered earlier. See, didn't you guys know? That's why your air conditioner makes a noise when it's turned on. It's filled to the brim with Higurashi. That's how you cool the air in your house. That was a garbage pile of magazines and newspapers bound up and twined. Unless I'm mistaken, I believe it was around here. There it was. They were bound stacks of not-so-reputable tabloids. They were stacked chronologically, going back quite a few years. It was quite a disturbing incident. It seems they haven't been able to find one of the arms, you see. If it was just as Tomitake-san said, then undoubtedly there would be a mention of the murder. These are troubled times. There is no end to these sickening incidents. There's a large part of society drawing these incidents as well, so it had to be recorded somewhere. I fastened the packages and opened the rain-soaked pages carefully, looking over the table of contents. Not here. Nope, nada. It was hard to search since I didn't know when it happened. I didn't know who the perpetrator or the victim was either. I only knew that it happened here. I looked up every so often, checking to see if Reina had come back or not. I wouldn't want her to see me gawking at a dirty magazine, but it wasn't just that. Both Reina and Mion said they didn't know. But if it had happened, but it had happened without a doubt. As long as Tomitake-san wasn't lying, then if both Reina and Mion, there was. If they had just said that, then I wouldn't have gotten so hung up on it. An incident that neither Reina nor Mion wished to talk about, trying to uncover it after they tried to conceal it out of good intentions, that made me feel like I was acting against my friends. There we go. Hinamizawa dam worker lynching. Murder by dismemberment. Here it is. The featured article was in the back, and it seemed that there was a photograph in the colored pages at the front. The pages of the featured article were stuck together. And weren't easy to open. Reina could return at any moment. Feeling rushed, I gave up and opened the photograph page. The police investigators were carrying a body bag, and the news reporters were all bathing it in camera flash. And the newspaper reporters were all bathing it in camera flashes. The image was blurry and hard to understand, but I could definitely make out the headlines. A tragic nightmare at the Hinamizawa construction site. Lynching and murder dismemberment. The victim of the site was the foreman. He had assaulted his assailants daily with an explosive backlash from his daily actions. It's a horrible image to see a site foreman as It happened. It really did happen. It seemed the details were on the next page. I turned the page without pausing. On it was... The assailants butchered the victim's body with hatchets and pickaxes, then used an axe to split the cadaver into 6 pieces, the head, arms, legs, and torso. I could understand just from the headline that it was just too terrible an incident. Normally a lynching is just assault and murder, right? I think a lynching is usually a murder by hanging, right? They string you up. Dismemberment with hatchets and pickaxes? That wasn't a lynching. It was a merciless killing to the letter, a brutal murder, done by a group of people. With hatchets, with pickaxes, with an axe. Sorry, did I startle you? Did I startle you? Reina dropped the axe she was holding into the grass after being startled by a voice. Keiichi-kun, you see, earlier, you said it would help if you had an axe, didn't you? Then I brought an axe for you from the shed. Reina fluttered her arms in a panic, continued to explain and apologize. It seemed I'd been glaring at her pretty intensely. I'm sorry, I guess my reaction was a bit overboard. No, I'm sorry as well. I'm sorry. Night was drawing close. I was pretty worn out, and it wouldn't hurt to do the rest tomorrow. Doesn't look like we can break that last beam without an axe. You brought it after all. I'll have to borrow it tomorrow, okay? Okay. Why do you look so glum? Tomorrow we'll be digging out Colonel Sanders, right? You're right. I really want to take Colonel Sanders home soon. We both knew it was useless to apologize any more than that. I quenched my thirst with the barley tea Reina had brought and wiped off the sweat that had now gone cold. We took the path to head home. I felt quite guilty about the tabloid wrapped up in my jacket. Probably smells funny too. And your jacket will smell funny now also. Forever. Congratulations. I'm going to flip through this kind of quickly and see what this is about. Nightmare befalls Hinamizawa Dam. Lynching, murder, dismemberment. Blah, 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 blah. At the dam construction work site, a bone-chilling, gruesome murder. Even though this case has shocked the archipelago, the police will give no details exactly what happened. They probably didn't mean to kill him at first. As the victim resisted by swinging around a shovel, the rest of the perpetrators armed themselves, and it quickly escalated to a homicide. After this bloody tragedy was over, they were left with a body which no one thought was alive. This person had tormented the suspects daily with his rough behavior. At first, it was meant to be payback. All the perpetrators were horrified by their deed. One even turned himself into the police. It was a de facto leader of the group who suggested hiding the body. Reluctantly at first, they soon began to think they did not wish to be caught. The site had numerous places to hide a body with 6 people. They were originally supposed to hide the body and leave the area, but the leader feared that the conscience of the other 5 wouldn't be able to bear the burden and came up with a horrifying method to keep them from turning into the police. He devised a heinous method of splitting up the body among them and making each of them responsible for hiding a piece. That had turned the simple manslaughter into a dismemberment and involved each perpetrator in order to create a sense of unity. Each one participated, but what does this mean? Person A spoke out reluctantly. Blah had ordered each and every one of them to dissect a piece for themselves. They were hesitant, but nobody refused. In for a penny, in for a pound was what it meant. Thus, an unimaginable bloody ceremony began. The perpetrators wept and vomited as they performed the gruesome task. There was one person who refused, but they threatened him, saying nothing would change if someone else ended up dead, and he gave up his objections. But the plan collapsed in the span of one night. Person who refused to dissect the corpse up until the last moment had broken down into tears at the hospital, where he was being treated for an injury sustained during the scuffle, and confessed. The criminals were arrested one after the other, but the leader's whereabouts are still unknown. Also, the right arm hidden by that person has yet to be found. Despite an ongoing search, this horrible individual so far has managed to elude law enforcement. What could the police be doing? It appears that he said he was going to throw the right arm into the marsh. The car was discovered abandoned near the marsh, but there are no clues to his whereabouts. He didn't trust his companions. One cannot deny the possibility that he expected his companions to confess to the police and use the car as a decoy. Of course, I doubt that theory. Since he has no car, one would expect him to have a limited area he could escape to. But within the station, there were rumors going around that he slipped and drowned in the marsh when he went to throw away the body. To the locals, the marsh is believed to be bottomless. It's known as Onigafushi, the ogre's abyss, and it's said that the bottom of the marsh is connected to the hellish world of demons. The atrocious demon from hell that was that person. Could it be that he had returned to the hell through the marsh? Really? The Zijin Dragon, bringer of luck and fortune, prosperous future, ladies leaping into your arms, business successes, promotions, ambition, protections from harm. Not just with pachinko and horse races, but business and even love. Guarantee your money back. Alright. Random ad at the end of that, apparently. The function of the school as an educational facility is very questionable. Sorry. I'm going too quickly. Our PE class is exceptionally disorganized. The only things we do together are the warm-ups at the start. Teacher isn't even there after that. All we do is play together. There's really no helping it. Everybody's a different age or gender. The only rule is that we have to stay on school grounds while exercising. All the little kids were gallivanting. Well, they certainly are being active. They might be getting plenty of exercise, but the Board of Education has probably completely forgot about this school. Sorry to keep you waiting. We're all together now. What shall we do today for PE? Alright, we have all of our members gathered now. Now then, class representative, what shall we do for PE today? What shall we do? Ha! Mion harumphed and crossed her arms haughtily, surveying the area. Explosive power and endurance. There are no friends in the world of sports. Everyone is a rival. The only thing you can trust in is your own body. The heck do you mean by that? You really read too much manga. I quipped without missing a beat. And so, we'll be taking a lesson from history. The tried and true king of all outdoor melee events. Let's play tag! It was quite the adorable choice to make after playing it up so much. Just what I was hoping for. That dunderheaded Keiichi-san shall be the first one to be it. I won't be beaten. I'll try my best too. You can't beat me. Why are you guys all so into it? The third rule of our society, you must partake in the game, enjoying it without question. Then this counts as a club activity? Everyone smirked at one another. They all seemed pretty confident. I'm a man. Physically, I should be able to keep up with any girls my own age. Regardless, Mion and Satoko looked like they were aiming for victory, and Aina was looking at me as if pitying my disadvantage. Fine. Tag. I'm in! My yell echoed across the school grounds. These were the rules. Anyone who was able to evade being tagged before the bell was a winner. But we didn't switch who was it. The ones who were tagged by it also became it, so the number of people who were it could increase exponentially. The end game would become a hellish siege. They call the version we're playing here zombie tag, you see. I've played that. It's a lot of fun. I see. Anyone infected by a zombie turns into a zombie. Why do you make it sound so scary? I wonder. As soon as I catch Reina, I'm gonna tear out her entrails while she's still alive. Gross! Keiichi-kun, that's gross! I didn't realize that was Keiichi-kun talking. God damn it. They really need to put the names ahead of time. Rika-chan placed her hand on Reina's head as she panicked. Don't worry. Before Keiichi gobbles you up, I'll eat you up gently. Rika, that isn't comforting at all. Both Mion and I nodded deeply. So the first it. How do you decide who's the first zombie? With rock, paper, scissors? Jing, gong, bong. Well, it is class time after all. Let's decide by answering questions. I'll ask the questions, and the one who isn't able to answer is the zombie. I have no idea which grade level they're coming from. What does the Japanese word roku mean? Huh? I was bewildered by the sudden question. Mion repeated it. So you need to answer. What's roku in English? It's 6. How about gutsushita? Socks. What's the third last letter in the alphabet? It's X. What does seibetsu mean? Of course I know what that is. Satoko cut herself off before finishing the answer. I see. It's quite a lewd question. You're an adult, aren't you? Of course you know what it is, right? I certainly do. Of course I know. Go ahead and say it. That you know. That. What does that mean exactly? Huh? Satoko looks like she's in trouble. Cute. Don't take her home. It's a crime. If I didn't nip it in the bud, she might really have tried to take her home. Mion's pursuit was relentless, making Satoko stammer. Now then, go ahead and say it nice and loudly. What does that mean? I do know. I do. That means a person, thing, idea, action, or event which has previously indicated in context. Huh? All of us were a bit surprised by Rika-chan's unexpected answer. I see. Well, it certainly is what that means. That could have been awkward. I wonder what I had done in Satoko's position. I'd probably get ticked off and just blurt you-know-what at the top of my lungs. I wouldn't want you as an enemy, Mion Sonozaki. Thank goodness you were born a girl. If you were a boy, you'd probably be a perverted asshole. Wow, sexist much? It appears I have no choice. Fortunately, I, Satoko Hojo, shall assume the role of the zombie. I shall eat everyone. Seems like she's raring to go. All I must do is count to 100, correct? Some jerks skip numbers while counting to 100, so you can start chasing after you solve this problem. Oh, Keiichi-kun, give her a simple one, okay? 1/5 of a cake, 1/6 of a cake, and 1/7 a cake are all on a plate. Oh no! There's no common denominators? Satoko grabbed a stick in panic and began drawing a cake and fraction on the ground. If Satoko, who can eat one cake in 60 seconds, eats all of them, how many cakes are left on the plate? Just as I finished giving the word problem, Mion shouted, "Ready? Go!" On Mion's signal, everyone but Satoko scattered. Keiichi-kun, that wasn't a problem at all, was it? Satoko had already lost the moment she started working it out. She's eating it all, so of course there's nothing left on the plate. Everyone dashed off in a direction they thought was best. Knowing the lay of the land, they probably headed right to the best spots. I was obviously at a disadvantage. At a time like this, it would have been more effective to go along with those trained in survival skills, like Mion for example. The fact that I didn't realize it at the start of the game probably hurt my chances. Glancing back over the school grounds, I saw Satoko just rising up to the start. She was really mad. She got tripped up on such a dumb question. I stood at one of the corners of the school. I had clear sightings in two directions that would probably have a good response time if any zombies started closing in. For the time being, I caught my breath and focused on what I was trained to think during club activities yesterday. Now think calmly. If I was it, what would I do? Increasing my numbers would be the shortcut to victory. Then going after the weakest player first is an obvious plan of attack, meaning me. Now then, where could Keiichi-san possibly be? I shan't let you escape. But of course, that would be the best method. What would be the best method to track me down? Footprints, smell, some type of trail? If I could craftily hide my tracks, there'd be no trail for Satoko to follow. But I was no detective. Would I even be able to do that kind of thing in an amateur game like this? Tomita Okamura, have you seen Keiichi-san recently? What the heck? Do zombies hunt their prey by asking nicely where they went? Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun pointed to the location where I was hiding. After confirming she was headed in this direction, I abandoned my position. It wasn't easy to hide myself with all those little kids running around as they pleased. It was becoming even more obvious that I was at a disadvantage from not being familiar with the surroundings. If that's how it was going to be, then to confront this intelligence gathering zombie, I'd just counter it in a similar vein. I approached some girls playing with a ball. I'm sorry, but could you relay this message? Tell Satoko Hojo that her parents are at the gate, please. Message! Okay. I stopped the girls as they turned to run off. Wait, don't go yet. Also, take this one to Mion Sonozaki. Tell her the teacher is calling her to the gate. I'm quite the schemer, if I do say so myself. If things went well, then Satoko and Mion would run into each other at the gate. It would put me at a disadvantage if more people were it, but this is Mion we're talking about. She'd figure out a way to escape. That was just fine, as long as it bought me more time. Dance for me, Mion and Satoko, in the palm of my hand. Having my fill of playing the convent, I looked for a place to hide. If you think about it logically, I'd only bought myself a scant amount of time, and it might even come back to bite me. Literally. Once it became apparent I'd started spreading false information through messengers, I could end up being the recipient of one of those messages. Satoko would probably ask the messengers to help her look for me. That would mean there'd be more zombies than participants in the game. The virus that was brought about by my mischief could cause an epidemic. All my classmates would transform into zombies and would only be searching for me. This tactic might backfire horribly. While trembling at the thought of the impending dawn of the dead, I began searching for a safe house. I found a shed by the incinerator behind the school. After climbing onto the roof, I held my breath. It wasn't a bad place to hold out. Not only did I have a good line of sight, but if necessary, I could jump off in 3 different directions to escape. It was getting rowdy down there. The lower grades were running around below the shed. Maibara-san isn't around. Is he over here? No. Where's Keiichi-san, I wonder? His dad is at the front gate. That was definitely a lie. The word gate, the same one I used, gave a hint of revenge. So Mion was behind this. I was still keeping one step ahead of the game. I felt bad for my underclassmen, but they'll have to search until the school bell rang. Hey, do you know where Keiichi-san is at? His mom suddenly got really sick. A message for Maibara-san. He said his house caught fire and he needs to come to the gate. A jumbo jet fell on top of Maibara's residence. The police have come to question him. Alright, so anything goes now. They say he enjoys peeing and peeping into bathrooms. Is it true that he's going around every night stealing panties? Who are they talking about? I heard he wears panties on his head and smells them and stuff. No way I would do that. I heard the class representative Mion was a victim too. What? This is your doing, Mion. Calm down. This is Mion's battle tactic to flush me out. Just hold on. My underclassmen thought about it logically. They'd know it's all nonsense. Small kids don't really think about things logically. To them, all these things were true, so they all chuckled together while looking for me. I win, Mion. It's my victory. Wiping unrelenting tears away, I felt intoxicated by my own victory. Did you hear? I heard that the new transfer student, Maibara, is really a perverted person. The cost of beating Mion had too high a price. Someone passed below. That's Reina and Rika-chan. Oh, Rika-chan, you're still okay? I'm getting by somehow. It seems Mi-chan is it as well. Mion? It couldn't be. She'd become it because of my little strategy? It's confirmed that Mion was behind this relentless message war. Then this wasn't good. We finally got away from Micha, but Satoko-san, Satoko is searching around the pipes, so we should be safe here for a while. Upon hearing that, I breathed a sigh of relief. While Reina was slumping on the ground breathing heavily, Rika-chan has started creeping up to her. Rika-chan doesn't normally make noise when she walks, but it's strange. It couldn't be. She's not safe. Rika-chan! Whoa! What is it? Huh? Don't worry. I'd never seen Rika-chan smile so creepily before. What? Why are you coming closer? Rika-chan isn't a zombie, is she? Don't be scared. I'll be sure to eat you gently. No way! Rika-chan, no! Reina was pressed against the wall, and Rika-chan lurched forward, both arms out, just like a zombie. Reina quaked with her back pushed against the wall. It was quite a surreal scene of horror, like one of those zombie breakout videos you'd see. At that moment, Reina's eyes met mine. Rika-chan turned 180 degrees exorcist style and glared at me. Found him! Haisuke-chan! Mion popped out from behind the cinder block wall around the garbage dump, also seeing where I was. My position was only advantageous when there was one zombie. Being surrounded was not good. You said you located Keiichi-san? I could tell that Satoko was rushing my way. It seemed that Rika-chan had let Reina escape, and now she was baring her fangs in my direction. Sorry. Come on, down, Kei-chan! The three zombies circled the shed, moaning and cursing. You guys are scary! Too scary! I wonder how Keiichi-san's guts taste. Keiichi-san! Keiichi, I want you to become one of us. Someone please save me! I saw Reina apologizing to me from across the schoolyard. An apology. Sorry. You leaving me for dead? Left for dead. I leapt off the roof out of fear, slipping as I landed. Satoko and Rika jumped on top of me, and after straddling me, they tickled me all over my body. Gwahaha! Stop, stop, stop! I thought it was a gwahaha of like attacking, not like like I'm laughing. Oh well. This means Reina still left. There isn't much time until the bell. Damn you, Reina! Damn you to hell! How dare you leave me for dead! The feelings of a zombie. I understood how vengeful ghosts with lingering regrets felt. It's sad. So sad. But Keiichi is one of us now. It felt like I'd be bitten by a vampire and now I was one of their thralls. It was a strange feeling being welcomed over to the side that had pursued me. Zombie tag is quite profound. There's no time to postulate. We must capture Reina. The principal is walking down the hall. The bell will ring soon. To devour Reina, I, who had been turned into a demon of vengeance, needed to use any means necessary. Except I wasn't just a zombie. I was a master of the night, a vampire. Using the same trick that I had tightened the noose around her own neck, I used my classmates to further my evil design. I gathered up the lower grades from around the school grounds. Everyone listen. Reina's in big trouble. All of you please look for Reina. It's a bigger problem than a jumbo jet crashing onto your family's house? Oh yeah, it had turned into that, hadn't it? Mion whistled nonchalantly, trying to avoid the blame. It's not even the same league as jumbo jets. What fell on Reina's house was a space colony. A space colony? Yeah, it's a really big disaster. Everything in a 100-kilometer radius was obliterated, but that's only the prelude to this tragic tale. This is the beginning, the start of a war of independence by the propagandality of Zeon. Woo! Say that 5 times fast. The lower grades were dumbfounded. Their eyes were like saucers at the grand turn of events. What happened? Will the Terran Federation lose? If things go on like this, they will. Only one person can defeat the Red Comet, and that person is Reina! The lower grades all gulped. It seemed I'd made them fully understand that the fight for Earth was lost without Reina. Now scatter, comrades! We must find her! The comrades of the lower grades let out an enthusiastic cheer and dashed off in various various directions. There was still one person who hadn't gone. But I thought even the Terrans Federation Impulse Wave Diffusion Cannon didn't work on the Comet Empire. You're close. That's the white variety of those comments. The reason it didn't work was because they didn't know the weak point. Of course, Reina knows their weak point all too well. Ryugo-san is amazing. Satisfied with that, he also rushed off to look for Reina. It does seem like there are some promising up-and-comers amongst the youngsters. Little Kei-chan's abilities. This old man knows them better now. It didn't really feel like she was complimenting me, but whatever. Really though? How exceptional, Kei-chan. This looks quite promising. If we have this many, we can win. With this many, we will win. I was thinking that Keiichi could have been a better nominee for the initial zombie. Rika-chan's words stung a bit, but I let it slide for now. Not even Reina would be able to escape the entire class. As a result of everyone's thorough search, Reina was finally cornered in the back of the sports equipment shed. They're all scary. Keiichi-kun too. So scary. It was probably scary being chased down by the entire student body. All the lower grades closed in on Reina, saying she was the only one who could save the world. What are you all saying? I can't control a mech. Reina, how could you leave me for dead? Are you ready to pay for it? I'm sorry about the cage, but I didn't have a choice. Don't resist. Let yourself be devoured. Let's all be together. Now, Reina, say your prayers. Reina had stumbled onto a mat, trembling with tears in her eyes. I closed in. Associating the situation with a similar, particularly immoral one made my pulse quicken just a little bit. Satoko and Rika-chan were both wiggling their fingers. They probably wanted to tickle Reina. Reina, wanting no part of what she knew what was about to happen, went stiff with fear. Keiichi-kun, you wouldn't do mean things like everyone else, would you? Would you? I wonder... Now then, are you ready? Okay, so long as it's Keiichi-kun. The face she made was as she resigned herself to her fate made my heart skip a beat. I believe that Keiichi-kun won't do horrible things to me. Body won't move. Had to be some sort of anti-zombie mantra. The second my sense of reason chimed in, the beast inside me died instantly. There was the bell. Game over. Yay! I did it! I survived! Yay! Reina pranced around merrily as if a curse had been broken. So daylight broke in the nick of time, and the evil zombie army disintegrated into dust, and so the heroine survived. Well, that's how it goes in the movies anyway. What are you postulating about? This is all because Keiichi-san was dawdling about. Punishment is required. I was subdued by Satoko and Rika-chan at once again sentenced to death by 100 tickles. Forgive me! Then the award for surviving goes to Reina Ryugu and Mion Sonozaki. Yay! Huh? Micha wasn't a zombie? Only pretended to be one. They say you need to deceive your allies before you can deceive the enemy, you know? Oh, Mion, you little... Yeah. Hurry up and change, alright? Or you'll be late for the next class. Go with me, Satoko and Rika. Ugh. Having had my fill of being terrified to my very core by club activities, I solemnly swore I would have Mion crying. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and call it here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. My voice is like totally gonna give out. Don't forget that I will be streaming tomorrow, so I will see you guys over there. Over at twitch.tv/indiegamebundles. Hope to see you guys over there. Thanks again for watching. And let me know in the comments, okay? you want me to continue, etc. Alright. Bye. What? Where in my job description does it say fight a panther? You, panther!